Good afternoon, everybody. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner. It is a hot Memorial Day here. Actually, this is Memorial Sunday, not Memorial Monday, but still, you get the whole idea. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there for Memorial Day. They're going to go out. They're going to have the picnics, the hamburgers, the hamburger buns, the potato chips, and the chip dip, and the whole 9 yards. And then they'll go out and watch boat races or car races or whatever. They might watch baseball, that kind of thing. But a lot of people forget why we have Memorial Day in the first place. It's because America fought wars and American soldiers died for your freedom. Now, if you watch these cable channels, rare is it. It's not that it never happens, but it's rare that you will see any movie on these cable channels about any war other than World War II. I've noticed this. Now, you never see it. It's rare. And the kids get this idea that, oh gee, we served in World War II, so we must be the victorious Americans, and da-da-da-da, and it goes on and on and on, and America's never suffered a defeat, and all this other stuff. A lot of that is hokey pokey, okay? Let me tell you something. When you plant flowers, and you should, if you're celebrating Memorial Day, the first thing you should do is go out and plant flowers on the graves of those soldiers, because those soldiers served to keep your country free. If they hadn't spilled their blood, you would not be a free man or a free woman, depending on who you are. It just wouldn't be. So before you get out all the goodies for Memorial Day, you need to go plant flowers on those soldiers' graves and let them know that you appreciate their service. You appreciate the fact that they sacrificed their blood for you. But let me tell you something. Not every war that we ever fought did we win every single battle. Even in World War II, we didn't win every single battle. Let me tell you something. In World War II, we got our butts kicked at Pearl Harbor. It's a simple fact. Our warships went in the water, and they stayed down there, and thousands of soldiers drowned. Okay, so that was not an American victory. That was a Japanese victory. I can tell you that right now. But what's interesting to note is that the American people have fought the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, the Civil War. You don't see a whole lot of movies about that on cable television, but we fought that. You go to the documentary channels, you might see them, but when you go to these cable channels like TNT or AMC or whatever, you're not going to see a whole lot of this. They don't show a whole lot of this, and it's wrong. They should. Because those wars were just as important as World War II. Do you know we fought in World War I? That is a fact, people. We fought in World War I. And how about Vietnam and Korea? Do you know the entire television series MASH was based on our war in Korea? That was not Vietnam, that was Korea. Alright? A lot of kids, when they watch MASH, they think, oh, gee, that must happen in Vietnam. It did not happen in Vietnam. That was Korea. But believe me, there are a lot of documentaries that will tell you what really happened in Vietnam. Okay? Do you see a lot of films about Afghanistan and Iraq? We just fought those wars. Do you see that on cable television? Not a lot. But we fought there too. And those people should be honored just as much as the people who fought in World War II. Just as much. They gave the same service, they gave the same blood. But do we talk about those wars? No. Check it out, see for yourself. You'll find out I'm telling the truth. World War II was one of the best battles that the United States ever fought. And yes, we did win. But it wasn't the only battle. And it's not going to be the last one for our country either. We are going to fight again, I guarantee it. Who, where, I don't know. We are going to fight again. Just mark my words on this. So, what I say to in this video is, if you guys or gals, because remember, we have women in the Army now, and they're not in the medical corps. I'm telling you what, some of those women are actually out in the front lines now. Okay? That's just some recent changes that have happened in the 21st century. Now we have women going out in the front lines just alongside the men. Okay? So if you're a man or a woman in the service and you have a story about any war that the United States has fought, I want you to put it right here in the comments below. Make a video response to this. I want to hear your stories. Because I don't want little kids to think that the only war that the United States ever fought was World War II. That's wrong. Okay? So if you served, believe it or not, there are still a few people alive that have actually fought in World War I. It's hard to believe, but it's true. There are still a few alive that fought in World War I. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear the stories of those who fought in World War II, the ones who fought in Korea, the ones who fought in Vietnam. I want to hear your stories if you were in Afghanistan. If you were in Iraq, I want to hear your stories. I want them all down here. Because I want these people to know that there was more that went on in this United States than what they're showing on AMC or on TNT. World War II was not the only war the United States ever fought, and we should be honoring every single person who spilled blood in any American war. And I think more films need to be made about some of these other wars and let these kids know what we really fought. Okay? So, if you have a story, a military story about any of these wars, and if you're a Civil War reenactor or a Revolutionary War reenactor, I want to hear your stories down here. If you reenact the War of 1812, I want you to put your stories down here too. I want these kids to know every single war and what we did. And I want to know right here, right now. Because it's wrong not to tell it. So if you got a war story, tell it here. Put a video response here. I want to hear it. Okay? And finally, I salute every one of those people who served and died, or even are still alive and served to protect this country and keep it free. I salute you. Alright, I will tell you more in a future video, so stay tuned.